Hello and welcome to the Commentia Lounge. That pretty much means that I couldn't think of anything related to comments this time, so we're going to talk about something completely unrelated. But it's something that's also very relevant, the Grammys. Now this part of the review is being recorded before the Grammys. This is Sunday afternoon. I have no idea who won. I have no idea who's going to win. I really don't know. Next, the second part will be recorded tomorrow on Monday. Now, one of the things that most people love to do before a awards show is just predict who's going to win. So I took predictions from all over the internet, also predictions from me and my friend Christy on who's going to win the Big Four. And I have to say, this isn't very conclusive for me. Let's start out with Record of the Year. This one, if public majority is to be believed, the one that's going to win is Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier featuring Kimbra. But We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together is also up there with Stronger and Lonely Boy, kind of an outlier. The other ones that were unnominated, We Are Young and Thinking About You, weren't mentioned. Album of the Year. This one's probably the most equally divided among all of them. There's not really a clear winner. Well, so far the ones that have the most votes are Channel Orange by Frank Ocean and Babel by Mumford & Sons. We also have Some Nights, as some of them think, and El Camino and Blunderbuss are kind of outliers. By the way, that one Blunderbuss vote out of the 10, that was me, by the way. But Some Nights is really good too. I do like that one. Song of the Year. This one is the one that most people agree on. Most people think that this is going to be We Are Young as the winner of Song of the Year. And then we got Best New Artist. Almost everybody answered either Fun or Frank Ocean as the winner. And it's close to pretty equally divided. I don't know who's going to win. Tune in tomorrow to see how right we were. Well, last night was a pretty big night for me. It was my first ever Grammys, and I can say it went on way too long. There were way too many performances as opposed to awards. There was like 14 awards in the 210-minute long show. And I had to get up at 5:30 every morning, so yeah, I don't really have much energy right now. So anyway, the results for the Grammys. I'd say that overall, me and Christy, my friend, we did pretty well in the predictions. Each of us got 3 right, and that's better than a lot of the other ones. Now, the winner of Record of the Year was not really much of a surprise. It was Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier featuring Kimbra. And why not? It crosses the not-oft-crossed line between really great music and really popular music. Next up, we got Best Album. Both me and Christy got this one wrong. I guessed Blunderbuss, she guessed Some Nights. It turned out to be Babel. And while I still maintain that those two albums are better, it makes sense that Mumford & Sons won, because they were the most approachable out of all of them. They had the most sincerity, and they were the ones that were less likely to be disliked. All 5 of these albums had huge talents behind them, but out of all of them, Mumford & Sons, the one that appeals to the largest demographic. Then we got Song of the Year. Wasn't really much of a surprise. We Are Young is the only one that deserved to win that one. And then we got Best New Artist. I feel really sorry for Frank Ocean, because he is actually really talented. He is. He has this sincerity and attention to detail that you really do not see that often in other R&B singers, but in the end, he just can't hold a candle to the fire, creativity, passion, and commercial success that Fun had. Now, about the performances, I have to admit, they all kind of blended together. Most of them averaged between good and okay, I would say. Some standouts were Mumford & Sons, the Black Keys, Jack White, Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson. But my favorite has got to be Fun's performance. It was kind of shaky at the beginning, but once Nate Ruess was able to just Freddie Mercury it up at the end, he had the whole crowd standing. And then there's like the presenters. I don't know what was up with Kelly Clarkson last night. I think she was drunk. I really do. I think she was drunk. Now, about about predictions. If you want to be a good predictor, here's after seeing this and examining past winners, here are my suggestions for making predictions for the Big Four in the future. For Record of the Year, divided into 3 categories. Focused first off on how good the song is. Second, next priority, is how big of a demographic like it. And for third, it's how popular it was. Those 3 together was what made Somebody I Used to Know a pretty obvious choice. For Song of the Year, it's 50-50 between how good it is and how popular it is. For Artist of the Year, take into a little consideration how popular they were, but for most of it, just say how good they were. And then for Album of the Year. Album of the Year out of all of them is probably the hardest to predict and get right, as you can see by the diverse predictions. After hearing this, I'm guessing that you take into consideration how good it is and how big of a demographic like that act, and that would be my advice for making predictions. Now, I had a lot of fun watching the Grammys last night. I thought it was really good, and I look forward to watching it in the future. Seriously, though, did Nate Ruess ever pee